What up? Long time no see. For today, I have with me the S25 Ultra, and most of the reviews so far on this phone have been positive. Granted, I understand for some it's been hard to see some of those positives because the S24 and S23 Ultra, but I didn't have either one of those. So let's see what a fresh set of eyes has to say about this new Samsung. Okay, the S25 Ultra. It's crazy to think that this is my first S series phone. But whatever, we're here now, so let's get to it. Assuming this is a booklet and charging cable. Maybe something else with it. Nope, no case. Got a case with the Z Fold Special Edition, but still can't get one with the S25 Ultra. Looks good though. Looks real good. Okay, all right, Samsung. Oh, that sound. I can see a little bit of the anti-reflective coating. See if I can get this thing to power on. Or not. Really? Okay. Whew. That had me a little nervous for a second. Got the S Pen. Man, I wish the Z Fold 6 would house the S Pen like that. It'd be so sick. Okay. So yeah, you heard me right. I've never had a Samsung Galaxy S anything. And that's because the Note existed. It had the S Pen, I'm a power user, match made in heaven. But then the Note goes away. And then the Fold comes and gets S Pen support. So I leap right past the S series. But I've always wondered what it would be like to actually own one of the S Ultras, because that's like Samsung's flagship. I know the Fold is a flagship, but the S Ultra, insert whatever number you want, is the flagship for Samsung. So I'm really excited to give this a spin. The first thing I noticed about the phone is the form factor. And I like it a lot. I think it looks pretty premium if you ask me. But with that being said, it looks like this one too, which is not a bad thing. I think they both look good, so I guess I'll count it as a win. Of course, the first thing I noticed was the display. I mean, come on, it's a dynamic LTPO AMOLED Quad HD 6.9-inch display with 120 hertz and anti-reflective coating. Boom! That is a mouthful and a half. But seriously, like it's mind-blowing. It looks amazing. It does have an anti-reflective coating, which I thought would take away from it because I have like a anti-glare privacy screen protector on my Galaxy Z Fold 6. And it's great. It's cool. I like being able to see it in the middle of the day outside, but it takes away from how crisp, like how much the screen pops. And with this S25 Ultra, you don't really worry about the glare and it still pops. Like it is fire. And so this experience has definitely felt a little bit more refreshing than usual just because it ships with One UI 7. Now, like the Z Fold 6 and like the S24 Ultra have One UI 6 point whatever. So if I'm going from one of those to the other, I mean, outside of the folding screen, which is great, and the S24 Ultra's cameras, which are also great, after a while, the experience, like the user experience, just feels the same. So to get One UI 7 is like new. It's like refreshing. It's like, oh, they changed these icons and the notification center looks like this now. And the charger animation looks like this. Like it's refreshing and I like it. Also the now bar, like I think that's sick. Like, say what you want about it being some sort of knockoff dynamic island, but it is helpful. Like music, maps, seeing what the Lakers score is. Like, I like it quite a bit. So shout out to Apple creating it. But shout out to Samsung perfecting it and putting it down low. So I'm not doing hand gymnastics trying to get up there and tap it. So the camera situation. And I do say situation because I'm not always used to using top tier cameras. I mean, I daily a Z Fold 6. Now, I usually get every other iPhone, so I'll say that. So, but I don't usually daily them too much. And I also have a Pixel 9 Pro XL, which has a fantastic camera. But this one is just a little bit better. You know how you have like a really nice whatever it is, and you're like, I can't even imagine anything being better than this. And then something comes out that's better than that. And it's just like, and then you repeat again. You're like, wow, this just blew my mind. I can't imagine anything being better. And it's like, that's what happens. So the S25 Ultra kind of did that to me. Now I can see obviously there's room for improvement, but it's still like one of the dopest smartphone cameras, period. And I'm not going to dive too deep into it, but it does have all the latest and greatest AI features from Gemini and Bixby. And actually, I really do like that side button. If you hold it down now, it immediately activates Gemini and you can just start talking and say whatever you want. That part I really do like. But yeah, everything else is about the same with AI. I mean, honestly, it kind of feels like if you've used one Android flagship device that's like stateside that has Gemini, then you've practically used them all when it comes to the AI area. I mean, most of them have all of the same features. And I do like it. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I don't really feel inclined to address AI each and every video because they all have the same features. So, yeah. I mean, it could be worse. It could be Apple intelligence. So by now, it's probably no secret. I think the phone's dope. Like, it's amazing. But if I had to think about things that I might have some concerns about, I think the first one would be the display. Like, of course, it has an anti-reflective coating on it. But how long does that coating last? Is it 1 year? Is it 5? Like, how long? And then on top of that, with the S Pen, can that damage the coating if you're pressing too hard? And still staying with the display, it has a under display fingerprint sensor. So if you were to use a tempered glass screen protector, does that sensor still work? Because I remember in the days of old, they used to sell tempered glass screen protectors with a little hole cut out for the thumb. A sticking point for me in just about every phone I use is by far the battery. So S25 Ultra has a 5,000 milliamp battery, and I feel like that should be like standard, like that is base. Nothing should be under that no matter what. But the other thing is the charging speeds. Now, this has had 45 watts, and 45 watts in this era has, at least for Samsung's, has been around since what, like the Note 10, something like that. And 45 is good. I mean, it's better than the Z Fold 6's 25 watts, so I'll take that. But I would like to see an increase. Give me 50. Or since they've had 45 for so long, give me 65. Give me something. I want to get 0 to 100 in 45 minutes. I think that's fair. In 2025, I think that's fair. What was that? The Note 7, the hottest phone on the block? Like, that's been gone. Let's get past that stage fright and let's crank up the juice here. Like, come on, please. I mean, all the Chinese phones are doing it. I guess with that being said, and it's nothing major by any means, like, I would have no problem dailying this phone. Will I more than what I already have this last couple of weeks? Probably not, just because the Z Fold 6 exists. And those of you that are in the foldables know once you go to a foldable, it's really hard to go back to like your traditional candy bar slab. But it's still a dope phone. If the Z Fold 6 didn't exist, then by far I would have a S25 Ultra. So I highly recommend it, especially if you're not into the limitations of the foldables with the ultra thin glass and the mechanisms that could break. Like this thing feels, it feels bulletproof to me. It feels like something that I would have no problem taking anywhere. So there you have it. I get why some of the people that had a 24 Ultra or have a 23 Ultra would say that the phone's good, but it needs to do more to differentiate itself from its predecessors. Like, I get that. But for me, never having one of those, phone's sick. Like, I highly recommend it. But let me know what you think in the comments. I hope y'all have been doing well. And as always, take care.